you looking for an actual play podcast with young, hot role players, disciplined professional voice actors, and wholesome content? Well, this isn't that podcast. AARPG is an adults-only podcast with interviews, actual play stories where...
Excuse me, Matt, why do you sound like you've been chain smoking since you were a toddler?
What do you mean?
The voice. You don't have to do that voice, man.
I don't?
Nah, just tell them that we're a group of old friends who like to get together, hang out, play lots of different types of games, and we want them to feel like they're sitting at the table with us. And they can find us just by searching for the AARPG podcast on their favorite podcatcher and at the AARPGs on YouTube.
Good morning, Better Saskatoon. This is Beatbox Bo coming at you live with traffic and weather on the 5s and 10s. Coming up in just a minute, we have a What's Your Damage long shot with all your favorite cast playing Triangle Agency, a new release from Haunted Table Games. You can find more at hauntedtable.games. That's hauntedtable.games. Later on, we'll be bringing you 3 solid hours of early post-industrial K-pop jazz funk fusion with special guest Rob Roberts. And now, a quick word from Rob himself.
Hi, everybody. Sheriff Rob Roberts here. And I'm here to... What's that, Willie? I'm too close to the microphone? How close is too close to the microphone? This is too close to the microphone? Hey there. My name is Rob Roberts. Am I too close to the microphone? Sure. But I'm also close to your home because I'm always there, protecting the community. Vote Rob Roberts for County Sheriff. This message was approved by Rob Roberts, and any Rob Roberts likeness cannot be abused.
You heard it here first, folks. A vote for Rob Roberts is a vote for Rob Roberts. And now, settle in, kick back, pick up your cup of joe, and listen to Episode 3 of the Triangle Agency.
The following audio has been collected from the Triangle Agency Audio Archive. Please note, these files are for authorized listeners only.
I'm looking for somebody, and I last I tracked him, it was to this place, but that was a little while ago. So, yeah, unfortunately, we actually had some mental health services here that could give him medications he needed, but when we no longer could provide that, it kind of led to some difficult behaviors that endangered others. So we gave him a reference, but the other place closed down, and he was just making do on the streets. Moira, you get a phone call from one Senator Dick Gaines.
Moira, I need you here. I can't even tell you what's happening here. It's boxes. There's glass boxes. Moira, they're gonna die. They're all gonna die.
Gary, walk with me. We're going. We need to find our partners, and we need to find our ride.
Do you happen to know where Clubber might go if he needed somewhere to be?
Yeah. There's that nice Filipino restaurant where they would kind of throw him some food when he needed it.
I would like to confirm our chaos tracker, which I believe we have generated 21 in total, but currently the pot is at 9.
Yep. So what that meant is what I played last time was I expanded the anomalies area of influence and created a couple of minor anomalies. So have fun with that, jerks. So I currently have 9, and just in the spirit of fairness, and not to apply pressure to any of you, so I have the ability to create 3 minor anomalies if I want to spend everything. I can make 2 more anomalies if I'd not like to spend everything. I can expand the anomalies sphere of influence again. I can attract a couple of beings, maybe your own relations, to get them drawn to the anomaly. I can manifest something, which is manifest an anomaly. I can create a reality trigger, which is having one of your, what that is I can activate your reality feature. And so since I have you up currently, reality feature, for Ray, since she's romantic, I can spend 3 to be like, hey, by the way, this non-Gary Poppins gender, you're kind of feeling a vibe right now.
That's mean.
Please. Especially considering the unrepentant sexual tension between Joe and Bo.
And I can also corrupt something, or I can distort something. So those are all things that I currently have available. Don't worry about it. Keep using your powers. I love it. Anywho.
What's the one where you can just like touch a death someone?
I need one more for that. That's called kill.
Okay. 10 10's the magic number.
Please, God, feed my mother to the anomaly. You would solve so many of my problems.
Unfortunately, I don't think God is about that. So.
Okay, let's go. The team we had 2 separate locations.
We were split.
Yeah, we had 2 separate locations that we wanted to go, because I know that Joe definitely wanted to go visit the homeless shelter, whereas I think the rest of the group was thinking about going and dealing with the rather large act out of the anomaly at Dick Gaines's party with the hoi polloi, as we call it.
Well, and if there's anything I know about role playing, it's split the party early, split the party often.
Yeah, never.
Yeah, exactly.
Never stop splitting.
Never back down.
Never stop splitting. Never back down.
So
this is how we live our life.
So, and I will
one party split at a time.
God. So, and this might be one of those things, because I think, Sadie, you have the manifold. I think you are able to...
Oh, I know a shortcut.
You do know a shortcut. And with that, you would be able to get there in a hurry, but it depends on where you want to go. Are you going with Moira? And I think Gary was teaming with Moira.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm wondering if I'm going to go with Jam and Joe and do a 2-2 split here, because you don't want to leave an agent by themselves.
Yeah, I think that's what we talked about last time.
I could have sworn we talked about. I think she was the only one who's going to go. But like, if you want to come, she's not going to tell you no. So
yes, beforehand, I hadn't thought about it. It's right now, and also I'm looking at the possible prospects of playing Dick Gaines and in the same scene. So I think I might go easy on myself.
Please, we should do that, and then Elliot should have Adelaide show up, and we'll just give you the show for the rest of the night, Doug.
No, thank you.
It's the Doug show. Doug.
What's that? My connection's getting spotty here. I think I'm losing that.
So if I understand this correctly, it's going to be Gary Poppins and Jam and Joe heading to the homeless shelter, and it is going to be Moira and Beatbox Adelaide Devereaux, Beauregard Adelaide Devereaux, going to the party.
Correct.
Okay, for people who's not on the same path as Beatbox Bo, it will take you a little bit longer, but do you want to use your I know a shortcut?
Yeah, I might as well.
Okay, then
just feed the chaos machine.
Yeah, we love this. So roll me initiative.
All right. Let's see. So
I don't
initiative. This is dangerous.
That's not what it is.
Roll.
That's a different game.
No, I completely forgot how to roll in this game. Is it 3?
66.
I mean, not that I'm the one doing it, but
64. Sorry.
No worries.
Oh, it's always 64
Yeah.
every time. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I forgot that.
Will you still need me when I'm 64?
Jesus, pleases. 424114. No threes.
Oh,
No threes
No.
at all.
Okay.
No threes at all.
I am glad I chose to stay behind. My poppin' sets was tingling.
Worse than Peter Tingles.
So I will remind you. So on a failure, your shortcut leads somewhere very inconvenient instead of the desired location, and it is persistent and visible to anybody.
Yep.
Or because I believe you also have quality assurance.
I do have emergency assurances, yes.
So you can spend one of those. If you have it in initiative, you can spend one, get one success, and have it go off.
Nice.
So, but that's up to you.
I believe I have 3
in initiative
quality assurances for initiative.
So if you want to burn one, you totally can, or you can burn 2. So I only have 4. However, if you burn all 3, you won't get a Triscendence. So I'm still going to end up with chaos, but if you want to burn, you can.
And you need at least 2 to bring another person with you.
Yep, exactly. So I'm going to burn 2 of those.
Okay.
So I have 1 left in initiative.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's going to give me 4. So as we're all doing this, I have 13.
9 now. Fine. 13.
Fine.
Just so everybody's aware, I do have the kill option available now.
Dun dun dun.
Aren't you cute?
Kill me now.
But the nice thing is, if you do die in the field, you will pop back up in the agency.
Because it ain't no thing.
We just gonna have a coffee break. It's fine.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Intern hasn't died yet. This is gonna be your first one.
I just pop up in the break room like, and there's someone there skipping coffee like first time.
It's like a welcome
experience
intern banner. They all know.
No, it's the sign from the Good Place. It just says, "Welcome. Everything's fine."
Yeah.
So in this case, since you're burning 2, I would like for you to tell me, what does Beatbox Bow's manifold powers look like when it works?
So I mean, I think it's just a really simple, like, she grabs a nearby door and opens it. And instead of leading wherever you think that door should lead, it leads to her intended destination. So in this case, I think it's like a side door into the party somewhere.
Yeah, I think that's a really cool way to put it. So as you open the door, like, I know a shortcut. I like to imagine that you open the door to
It's like a phone booth.
I was going to say the exact same thing. You open the door to a phone booth, and you step through, and you are in the side room, in the kitchen of this rather extravagant affair where all the grand poobahs of Better Saskatoon, Oregon are located. You can also hear what sounds like, let's give about a baker's dozen of these very rich, very powerful folks screaming and pounding against glass, their cries muffled. I do believe that Senator Dick Gaines was not in the glass cube. So that's why he was able to call.
Yep, that was what you had said to me.
So
if that's changed in the interim, so be it.
As soon as you two arrive, Moira and Beatbox Bow, is Senator Dick Gaines, is he cool under pressure, or is he kind of freaking out?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think he's been drinking and searching the house for whatever else might be around for him to just like take the edge off a little bit.
He needs his party favors. Damn it, Dick.
Speaking of, first order of business for Bo, I want to roll for creme brulee.
You know what? I'm feeling generous. I think that's an automatic success.
Look, yeah. So Bo grabs a creme brulee off a nearby table. And armed with creme brulee goes to address the issue.
Yeah, and how's Moira handling this? She knows Senator Dick Gaines better than Senator Dick Gaines knows himself. So what's she doing right now?
I think she's assessing. She's actually just ignoring him and assessing the situation. Because she's like half it. Yes, Dick, I know you need the party favors. Listen, I don't know. Stop, breathe. Just breathe.
I know this looks like Moira. I'm fairly positive this isn't my fault.
Bo silently offers him a bite of creme brulee.
Oh, sweet Jesus. You want a job in government, sweetheart?
Yeah.
No, you don't. You really don't.
I'm not authorized to hire.
Yep, nope, that's my job. unless you start getting snippy about hiring certain family members. But that's beside the point. I here, no there, because we have a problem that needs to be dealt with. So I'm going to assess this situation. Please eat the sugar.
It's a good creme brulee.
Moira, would you like me to come with you to assess, or would you prefer me to stay here on babysitting duty?
Oh, he's fine.
Okay, I'll come with you. Thank
This
God.
takes precedence, darling.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Yeah. No, I don't leave pretty young women with him too much.
I watched those tapes, Moira. I am learning.
Point well taken.
Okay, what you do see, and with the baker's dozen of people trapped in here, you can see that there is not a whole lot of oxygen available to them. This would also be a thing where whatever happens here, you most likely will have loose ends to deal with.
Of course I fucking will.
Great.
All right. Well, can I see where this is centering from, the anomaly?
When you look around trying to survey, where did this come from? It doesn't appear that you notice anything in particular. In other words, I think whatever the anomaly might be, it might be very good at trying to hide itself or being ignored. You do have the ability to try to roll for attentiveness to see if you notice just a small detail that's off.
I don't have anything in attentiveness.
Just because you're getting distracted constantly by as you're trying to look around.
Yep, that's me.
You're looking for clues. Boy, you gotta save these people. They didn't get a chance to donate before the glass boxes arrive.
Just to add to the general chaos of the scene, I think several of the wait staff are trying unsuccessfully and unfruitfully to break these people out of the boxes, because you can perhaps get a sense that they also want their goddamn tips for what jackasses these people are.
What are they using to do that?
Right now, someone's just breaking a very valuable chair over it, which doesn't have an effect.
A fork.
Yeah, a fork.
This is all very therapeutic.
Yeah. I'm going to start looking around for a fire axe, or even a
look for an ice pick for the ice displays that the carved ice.
Oh, yeah.
That
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hope you call the glazier.
Yeah, I definitely think that there is a giant ice display that is of... Oh, I'm going to make this gross as fuck.
That is a cutback to the ice sculptor right before beginning this project.
It's an ice luge filled with shrimp.
It is a...
Hang on. I got you. Just let me find the thing.
Sadie's searching her gross ice sculpture folder.
Oh God.
You don't know me.
You don't know my life.
Okay, it's going to take too long to find it. But basically, the meme referenced Eleanor Shellstrop, and it was a giant ice luge filled with shrimp.
It's almost like a fountain of shrimp, and
it's like fancy tacky.
Yeah.
Yes.
And over that is a picture of the bank president shaking hands with Senator Dick Gaines.
Fancy tacky, aka Trump Tower Chic.
Yes, absolutely.
For indiscernible reasons, Dick Gaines' head is at the top of the slide where the shrimp come out of.
Oh God, the shrimp are coming out of his mouth.
I understand conceptually it doesn't make a lot of sense, but boy, do I like looking at my face and ice.
I will remind you that with your the agency can help you out of this, which is if you can think of something, if it's not available, or if you can say, I want to have a fire axe, they can manifest a fire axe for you, or whatever.
Damn, that's right.
Or whatever you think would be the best tool in this case.
Yeah, I want to manifest a pickaxe.
Okay.
And I'm going to start pickaxing glass boxes heroically.
Okay, so in that case, just roll me, just roll me 64.
You fell for his trap, Sadie. He wanted you to roll.
I know. I'm realizing that now.
Mm-hmm.
It's really fun, though.
1 3.
Okay, 2 3s. No, 1 3. You're right. I was looking at the ones.
No.
Okay, yeah.
Which are like 3s, except nothing like them at all.
Oh, we can treat 1s as 3s. That's fine.
Yeah, actually, I'm good with that. So
you do have 3 1s, which taken together make a 3. Or
I got like 10 successes on a 6-die roll.
So that's 5. So that puts me up to 18. Okay, perfect.
Wait.
What's that, Ray?
That's +5. Wow.
Yeah, it is.
+5, so that's 18 for me.
I feel like this game is heavily rigged in the GM's favor.
If they use it.
Which, quite frankly, is the case for most things that have a general manager. So.
Yeah.
But, you know, you just get like, hey, trust me, I'm not going to make your lives that difficult.
I don't, and you will.
Not when you're a chaos monger.
But yeah, I think, and because you're able to get the success, you are rooting around, and suddenly an axe manifests in your hand.
Suddenly, an axe.
To anybody who's looking, it makes total sense that there was an axe there. If you had failed, you would have like taken a piece of carpet and changed it into an axe. People are like, what the fuck?
Dick Gaines pulls out his phone and makes a note. Portable axe. I need me one of those.
So I grab the axe from its very plausible hiding spot and run out into the banquet hall, and I am either going to confidently succeed or confidently fail as I yell, "I'll save you," and just swing with everything I've got at the nearest glass box.
You know what? I love this for you because that's confidently succeed. Isn't that one of your reality triggers? Or confidently
fail is one of my sanctioned behaviors.
Yeah, that's right. Confidently fail. Embarrass yourself for others' benefit. Bring something.
Right, which this would also fall under. Yeah, I mean, all three seem appropriate in this instance.
So I really like the idea of Beatbox Bo just being like, "I'll save you," as they start to run towards the first glass one, which has the unmelting face of the bank president that you were rushing towards.
The unmelting face.
Moira, did you still want to try to look around to see if you can find an anomaly, or are you going to be?
I would, yes.
Okay.
I would very much like to do this.
Could you see if there's any pigs in a blanket while you're there, Moira?
Of course, and whatever you need.
Stress makes me a little peckish.
There's pigs in a glass box.
Zing!
Sorry about that, police commissioner.
I give Sadie inspiration for the joke. Can I carry over to the campaign? No.
I think one of the folks, the guy who had just broken the table over one of the glass ones, kind of goes like zing as he starts to like just beat at it with one of the chair legs. Okay, with Moira trying to find out where that is. Let's see. Let me just double check something.
Would you like me to roll?
No, in fact, I don't want you to roll. I don't want that.
Free success. I love it.
I don't want that for you because Moira, I appreciate you. I love what you're doing. And also, I gotta spend some points. I just gotta.
This chaos is burning a hole in my pocket.
So, as Senator Dick Gaines is like coming down a little bit, Moira's been really fucking great at keeping their double life a secret. And as I feel like in this moment, Dick Gaines is talking to her as she's rooting around. She disappears.
Oh, shit.
As Senator Dick Gaines, you're talking to Moira like, see, I took the, what was it? I watched the videos, Moira. I'm a better man now. As you're saying that,
I'm learning.
as you're inveighing that to her, she all of a sudden disappears, which I think would freak your fucking gourd out even more because it seems like she, your number one woman, is a party to this craziness. And Moira, for you, I've displaced you. So I'm going to take away 8. So I have 10 left. So I still have the kill option available to me, just so everybody knows.
Please, continue, Elliot. Oh, go ahead.
I feel like part of Moira's success in keeping her secret identity secret is heavily reliant upon Dick Gaines's penchant for drugs and alcohol.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, you were high. I was there the whole time. What do you mean I disappeared?
1010%. This is why I look the other way. Until he starts misbehaving, and then we have to, step in and do something.
Send him to HR.
I appreciate the firm tug on the leash that you give me from time to time, Moira.
Anyway, yes, so I'm displaced. Where the fuck have I been displaced to?
So, Moira, what it says here is you are brought into a surreal space. You are in a surreal space created by the anomaly. I'm just going to put your mind at ease. You can't be harmed physically here. However, the anomaly has full control over what you experience for a brief period. So, as Beatbox Bo is saying like, "I'll save you," or whatever it was that she said, and Senator Dick Gaines is talking to Moira. I think when Beatbox said that, rushing in with a fucking axe, people who were watching that, because who wouldn't watch a famous woman running at them with an axe, right? In the corner of their vision, they see Moira disappear. And Moira, in this space, you are in a incredibly cold environment. Not so much that it hurts you, but you can feel. Moira's always dressed professionally, right?
Mm-hmm.
You are always dressed professionally. It's early spring, so it's a little bit chilly out here in Better Saskatoon, Oregon. However, at the same time, it shouldn't be this cold. It's the kind of cold that seeps all the way to your marrow. And you see a lone park bench. As you get closer to that park bench, you see someone off in the distance shambling closer to you.
Shambling's an ominous word to use at this juncture.
Yeah, a little bit.
So with this team trying to deal with a lot of fuckery at once, we'll cut to Joe, Jammin' Joe and Gary, who don't have a manifest, so have to hoof it or call upon a car to bring them to the central area.
Well, I think last time it was said it was pretty much in walking distance, like several blocks from this one. Mm-hmm. So Joe's going to just start hoofing it in that direction and dip into a coffee shop like along the way for a refill.
Yeah, naturally. I'm desperate to know, do they find an occasion to kick their feet up on a table while they're there?
No, she's not slacking off that bad. She will absolutely buy Gary a cup of coffee, but she continues on once she has like her giant fucking coffee cup refilled with like black coffee plus 6 shots of espresso.
They call that a red eye.
With her cup literally running over, the Gary and Joe Express continue their way towards the other home that Clubber used to stay at.
Oh, I was going to say, I do think she's just keeping her eye out on the way for anybody who fits his description.
Absolutely. Keeping an eye out. And Gary, I think as you guys are getting a little bit further away from like the rich area of town or where the bank is, you guys had noticed the anti-homeless ordinances and you had taken care of that like a true G. My hat's off to thee. You are noticing that there are a couple of these sorts of anti-homeless ordinances in the beginning stages, like they have the materials prepped. It seems like they are going to try to, quote unquote, revitalize the downtown area by making sure to make it unlivable for people who have nowhere else to go. You can do with that whatever you wish, if you wish to do anything. However, that is one thing that I think both of you notice on your walk towards the other home.
It's nothing, apart from being gross, there's nothing anomalous, fishy about it, right?
No, this is truly the work of men.
Yeah, this is the devilry of man, not of elder weird gods.
I mean, it's just like construction equipment laid out in prep, right?
It is.
All right. I think Joe doesn't normally do this, but I think she's going to call upon the agency.
Hell yeah.
To turn all of the screws into the wrong size.
You mad woman. I love this. Okay. Hell yeah. Get that shit. Just roll me to see if you can get a success on this.
Actually, just to fuck them over proper, all of them are the wrong size and nails.
Hell yeah. I want you to succeed on this, please.
Well, I got 1-3.
Hell yes. The best of both worlds. You succeed, and I get chaos points. So that's 15 for me.
You know what? It's the only chaos points I've generated so far, so I'm good with it.
Yeah. Look, it was for a very good reason. I support you.
It's fun to give Elliot chaos.
Yeah. Yeah, it truly is.
He loves it. It's so cute. It makes him happy.
I'm not good with affection, but I am good with chaos. So thank you, everybody. Okay. Yeah. Go for it. What does it look like?
I feel like it just, they're just walking along, and then, Jo, as she's sipping her coffee, just gives the stank eye to some of this construction equipment. And I don't think anybody notices, except maybe Gary, because he's trained to, fucking notice this shit. But just, the only indication that anything has happened is, one random, used to be a screw, just kind of falls out of the pile and, turns into a nail on its way down. That's, 3 inches longer than it should be.
That is amazing. Yeah, whatever they were planning to put in here will not work because everything got weird. Who knows why? As you do that, you eventually arrive, and it's about several blocks. So it's maybe half an hour, 45 minutes since you broke off with Beatbox Bo and Moira. You arrive at the other homeless shelter. And as you are looking around, you can see the building. It's rather humble. It has a red and green awning over it. And close by, you see another one of those benches. This one has not been worked on to make it inhospitable to folks. You see that even though this place has, in effect, been severely handicapped, there is a light on.
Okay, so it doesn't look shut down like they said it was?
It looks like when the ship goes down, there is a captain. It looks like the captain is still in there, maybe finishing up everything that needs to be finished.
Mm-hmm. It's Tom Bodette in there. He left the light on for you.
Thanks, Tom.
I think Jo's just gonna stand there looking at it for a second and just sort of observing. She's all right. So my inclination's just to talk to him.
I think this is the best option. Very straightforward.
Hey, just making sure. Last guy I worked with liked to go in and, I don't know, pretend to be an armed shooter so he could rifle through their paper. I don't know how that worked out. But it did. Anyway.
Guns make people weird. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Guns make people weird.
All kinds of guns make people weird. You are correct.
I'll never touch a gun. I just have this spray bottle that erases reality. It's not a gun. And it didn't make me weird.
I think, but you know what? Yeah, buddy. All right. I'm just going to go knock on the door and then try to open it since this is, or used to be a public building, sort of.
Okay, so you want to knock on the door to see if that person responds. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I went down after she knocks. I went down the area where she knocked. Yeah, it's a little scuff.
Yeah, it was the knock on door, opens door.
Yeah. Yeah, so even though you had knocked very politely and Gary had cleaned it, did Gary clean it or did he actually use gun on it?
No, okay. I'll let you know when I use gun.
Okay, perfect. So as he knocks on it and then cleans it.
You'll know when I use my goddamn gun.
You all, son. You had a gun.
See, they do make you weird.
You hear, coming from the other side of the door, some quick footsteps as the door opens and you see a rather petite gentleman who has on a cardigan and gray hair with crystal blue eyes as he goes, I'll be honest, I was expecting having to turn somebody away, however you don't... Oh, I'm sorry, sir. We don't have services here anymore, he says as he turns to you, Gary.
I appreciate that information, rightly, sir. Today, thankfully, I am in not need of your services. I am in need of your assistance.
Our services are an assistance. I can get you paper. I can get you places that you can go to. Depending on what you need, I can get you the resources. We are...
Oh, can I ask you, sorry to interrupt you, on a scale of YMCHA. Would you rate these services on par, slightly below, or slightly above?
From YMCHA, I would say it's about. I'd say it's about par. I do like the people that work there. We actually used to.
Well then,
go to college.
I will thank you, but no thank you, my good man.
Oh, no problem. Okay. In that case, what assistance do you need?
Gary Poppins, the homeless shelter snob.
He likes the YMCHA. They have good people there. They're not really people, but they seem nice.
Oh God, Joe's just gonna kind of like watch this happening. She's like, actually, we're trying to perform a wellness check on a friend of ours. Went by the name of Clubba around these parts.
Oh, Billy?
Yeah.
And you were friends of his?
Well, his sister, really. Madeline's kind of going out of her mind looking for him.
Do you like tea?
She kind of looks at her coffee. She's like, more of a coffee girl, but I'd love to come in if that's what the offer is.
Yeah, unfortunately, this won't be. Yeah, okay. Sure, come on in, he says. Forgive me. As you can tell, we're no longer in business. However, I still do have to get all the tax documents together, and yes, he says, looking a little bit angry at this. But hey,
at the situation or
at the situation.
Gotcha.
But I mean, as long as the bank gets what it wants, well, what's good for business is good for Better Saskatoon, huh? Come on in. You can see that there are stacks of paperwork, and it is a ghost town in here, except for his one office that he brings you back to, which is filled to the brim with tons of papers. You can see that they have a computer on their desk, which would charitably be from about 98. So it's one of those big beige computers that probably only displays things in DOS.
Yeah.
Wow, show off.
Yeah. Oh, la-di-da.
Look at Mr. Fancy Computer over here.
You can see that the one bit of extravagance I think this man's allowed himself is a big samovar on his desk, which has hot water blended with tea just available for you and Gary. As he tips it over a cup, he offers it to Gary if Gary wants it.
Gary will accept a little cup of hot water, no tea, thank you.
No tea, thank you. He'll give you the hot water in that case.
Joe starts to put her feet on the desk and then just crosses her legs instead.
My God, the restraint. As he then makes out the giant thing of coffee in your hand. Well, I'll have a little bit of tea in case you need a chaser, he says, laughing. As he sits in his old chair, it squeaks, much like Elliot's chair squeaks. He goes, yeah, Billy, I mean, they really did take our legs out from under us in a number of stages. We had a grant with the city government to offer services in healthcare. However, the bank said that they would take the cost of that and create a private shelter for folks somewhere very far away from where our homeless population actually needs it. But step by step, they took until we couldn't afford to keep the lights on. Poor Tom Bodette.
Yeah, there's apparently a lot of that going around. We just got done talking to poor Doug. I figure you know what happened.
Yeah, sorry, I'm talking about business when you want to talk about your missing friend.
No, happy to talk about whatever you need to talk about.
Oh, that's very charitable. Unfortunately, I'm out of charity nowadays. Okay, let me pull up a file. As he starts to rifle through it, he goes, okay, Billy. And you can see that Billy's file is very, very thick. As he plops it down, he opens it up and starts to list out some qualities about Billy Clubb, which was Billy Clubb came from a rather humble beginnings, and he got into the military, came back, and was not taken care of, even though he had given some of the best parts of his life to the service. And the things that he experienced over there stayed with him. He was unable to keep a job down due to multiple maladies. However, when treated, he was the life of the party and enjoyed by everybody. However, with the funding cut and clinics stretched beyond capacity, it became harder and harder. And once it becomes hard to get the medication, also it makes it harder for people to have the will to seek it out. And as he closes, he goes, and we couldn't, due to an act out that he had, we couldn't keep him here due to safety concerns.
What was the nature of the act out, if you don't mind me asking? I'm sort of flipping through the file as well.
Well, something had really... He had started to make designs on getting back at the people who had been defunding all the places that he needed, all of his, all of the people that we served here. And considering his talents, we took it seriously. I think the triggering event was he had been gone for a couple of weeks, and it was in that November to December, so very cold in Better Saskatoon. And he had asked somebody in the by the Better Bank if they would just hold him because he was cold. And, well, then they called the police. He spent a night in jail. He also had that on his record, and the job application that we had been working for to give him some work and a chance at a better life, I'd say, or at least I hope, was robbed from him. So it was a threat. It was a threat from a man who was incredibly capable.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Do you know where he might have gone after here?
I know where he was discovered.
Meaning?
We didn't know his sister's information.
I can put you in touch with her, but can I ask? Like, what happened? What do I need to prepare for?
Exposure.
And Joe takes like a deep sip.
Uh-huh.
She's it wasn't near that Filipino restaurant over on East Central, was it?
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that's where we were headed to check next if we didn't find him here.
Yeah, he loved their lumpia.
God, poor guy. How long ago was that?
Oh, it was over the last winter.
Shortly after.
Shortly after.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense. His buddies hadn't seen him in quite some time. Look, I know the answer to this is pretty fucking obvious, but like, you okay? You good?
Oh yeah. I mean, if you can't beat them, well, we'll fight fire with fire, and we're gonna start up our coalition to get back the money that we were lost, because you know that they're not going to do what they say. That's of course not it. However, if we can start to get some grassroots organization going, maybe we can change things, you know?
Yeah. No, I know. Is that you and Doug and...
Yeah, that's where it's starting.
I mean, what about some of the other places around here? I know they're not all homeless shelters, but the bank's been pushing y'all out. I saw 7, 8 places down the street that are all looking a bit rough. Can't imagine they're not having trouble.
Yeah, it is in the early stages. However, I will use that as a note, he says, as he writes down the suggestion of looking for his neighbors for support. As he does, he goes, yeah, and if you happen to know anybody who can maybe put us in touch with someone who has some power or sway, well, I'm certainly not going to look a gift horse in the mouth.
I mean, I know a few people. Also know BSFM. So, say if you want a few PSAs to go out or something. And she'll just like take a card out of her jacket and hand it over.
Hell yeah. He goes, well, huh. In that case, I wish I didn't have such weak tea. Thank you.
Oh, I can help you with that. Hold on. Pull out a flask.
Oh,
Yes.
As she pulls out the flask, we cut back to, I'll save you. In this case, I'm just going to be able to keep going, but the pressure is on. I don't think anything really here works. So I'm just going to give this to you as you bring down the axe. Tell me how it shatters, Beatbox Bo.
Terrifyingly for the person inside the box, I think. 'Cause I don't know that Bo would have put a lot of thought into where to place the axe, so it's probably about face height.
Yeah, get your shit.
Just like a tennis sideways swing.
As she is just fucking wrecking havoc, does she make sure to get the all 13 out? Or does she start with that and then stop there? Start with the bank president.
Oh, I mean, no, if it works on the first one, she's going to keep going.
Just a woman possessed. Crash. And she never places it.
Like, she put her whole ass into it, like 99% expecting that it would just bounce off of the glass. So I think she's almost as surprised as the guy inside when it breaks. She's like, cool, I'm going to do that again.
She went from Radio Barbie to like Fire Axe Barbie.
Yeah.
She went from Radio Barbie to fucking Furiosa.
I know. And I would love to hear like how Rick Gaines is. What is Rick Gaines doing as he sees just fucking her just being a badass?
Dick Gaines has discovered a new fetish.
Moira, this miner that you brought in is doing a bang up. Oh, sweet Jesus on a crooked cracker, Moira. Where did you go? That's his reaction.
Beatbox Bo, you are slashing, and you like we have gotten a little bit of D&D into this. I
am slashing and hacking.
You see these people who are fucking are equal parts terrified and grateful for you. Like, oh God. And both said that way. One with terror, one with appreciation, as they're taking deep breaths as the guy who had the chair leg just kind of tosses over his shoulder as he then starts to go and get a broom to start sweeping things up. As they're like, oh, what the hell was that? The bank president says. All of a sudden, just a glass box appeared around us. Dickie boy over there, losing his mind, calling whomever, till you showed up.
I called in the lovely miner here to help you out, sir.
Are you a miner or are you Beatbox Bo?
I am the one and only Beatbox Bo, my friend.
Oh.
And it's a pleasure to meet a fan.
Yeah, I mean, like...
jazz lady from the radio.
As he is getting to his feet, and the other board members of the bank start to rally from this, and you notice that like maybe 4 of them go back to the table to start to eat from the ice bobsled, or take a couple of shrimps from Dick Gaines's mouth, and starting to munch.
Dick shrimp.
God damn it!
Oh no. Well, that's the worst thing I've heard today.
I did want to call it a dick slide, but that was overruled.
This can't be. This is not normal. What the fuck was that?
A glass case of emotion?
Well, it didn't start. Yeah, it became that. But oh, what is happening to this town? He says. Oh.
Must be something in the water, and Beatbox is going to try and beat a hasty retreat so she doesn't have to explain any more shit.
Did you make holes in all the boxes?
Yes, I made holes in all the boxes.
Wait, is beatboxing beating boxes?
I beat all the boxes.
Username checks out.
Yeah.
So Bo is going to try to get away from this.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. And that's no skill that she has. That's just her narratively being like, okay, bye.
Yeah, that's just her narratively trying to melt into the crowd.
Even though she is a star.
Yeah, let's see how it plays out.
I would like everyone here to know that I personally called in Beatboxing Bo to smash these boxes.
Bo waves awkwardly as she backs away.
Spread the word far and wide. Dick Gaines saved the day.
So helpful. So helpful, Doug. Thank you.
I'm NPC. I'm on no one's side.
As she is trying to get away from this, and Dick Gaines is not, by gum, he's not going to let her. I
don't care if she leaves. I just want everyone to know that she was here.
Loudly taking credit for a woman's accomplishments.
Oh, a guy taking credit for a woman's accomplishment? That's weird. I don't think that's ever
Only if it
happened.
helps me get reelected. I haven't made it up to those particular videos yet. I'm still at the basics.
It's not harassment if it helps me get reelected.
I have learned that lesson.
Yeah, so I think because he's taking such credit, you can see that a couple of the bank managers are starting to write checks for him. Maybe in a greater amount than they had initially planned, considering his quick thinking to call in full-time star, part-time minor, beatbox Bo to beat those boxes.
I'm handing out cards with my Patreon on them or something.
When you know Dick Gaines, you know everyone in town.
Great.
Speaking of one of the most important people that Dick Gaines knows, and we cut to Moira, who is in this surreal space with the bench and the figure shambling towards her. What would she like to do?
When she appeared, I like to think that she was just like inwardly like, oh, cold. And all you see is that she like takes her blazer jacket and just wraps it slightly tighter around herself and crosses her arms. And that's like the only outward sign you get.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's going to go over and just sit down on the bench and wait for the person to shamble up. She has no fear.
Man.
She worked for Dick Gaines. She has no fear.
One day when I grow up, I would like to be Moira, but I feel like that chance has passed me by. Instead, I'm the shambler.
I think she has.
Mm-hmm.
Ramble shamble.
She has her legs crossed, her arms crossed, and she just is tapping her foot. Like, you can shamble a little faster.
Did I already tell you, like, the way that you voice Moira reminds me of Katharine Hepburn?
Well, that one, yes, but I'll take it.
As she is waiting, the figure shambles and gambles his way up to you. God. And he sits down with a heaviness in a surprisingly pleasing voice, I think. He asks, "Are you cold?"
It's a touch chilly, yes.
"I got something for that," he says, as he reaches underneath the bench. And you can see a blanket that is functioning as a blanket. However, you obviously can see that it is a collection of newspapers that have headlines about the local government and the partnership with the bank and their new initiative to give back to the community by giving back to the least amongst us. And he says, "Would you mind?" as he is preparing to put it over you.
Not at all.
He puts it over you, and he looks out at this very lonesome night, and he says, "The last time I was cold, I asked for some help, and someone told me that not to touch them." And I thought about all the people that I'd known and how cold they probably were, what with the loss of heat. So I made sure that they wouldn't be cold. Or at least I hoped they wouldn't. He says as he looks off.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you, he says, as you can see that the world is about to shift off. Is there anything that you would like to do?
I think Moira, and this is very uncharacteristic for Moira. She's gonna like uncross her legs and scooch over to him. She's gonna put an arm around him and say, "Would you like help now?"
That's very good. I did not foresee this. As you ask that, I think what happens through the gift of time being inherently wonky in this reality, at the same time he is about to answer, you hear in the distance, "I'll save you." And then you hear the breaking of glass. As each one breaks, you see that a part of this reality breaks apart, all through the 13. As on the 13th one, he breaks apart, and you are back next to Dick Gaines, who is taking credit for hiring full-time radio announcer and part-time miner. Beatbox, Beauregard, Adelaide Devereaux.
It's a lot of names. Bad to the bone.
Senator, are you speaking without a written speech again? You know what I say about that.
Moira, I know you do not like me going off the cuff, Moira, but I am flying high tonight, Moira. These checks are coming out fast and furious.
Oh, excellent. I can't wait for us to put those to good use and donate.
This minor lady that you hired, Moira, a stroke of genius.
Yes, something of that nature. But anyway, how much are we making? Because I cannot wait to put that to good use by putting it back into the community.
Moira, you know I don't like to sell it myself with the filthy business of numbers. I just know I saw a lot of zeros on those checks.
That is wonderful. And this is all well and good. Is Bose like still standing there, or is she like a slump?
Oh, she's just taking it all in and hoping that like maybe some of those zeros will head my way. Just saying. I did all the work.
All right.
And Moira, forgive me if this is a personal, inappropriate question. But was that some kind of teleportation that you were doing there? Is that how you brought your minor friend in here? I swear, I heard a distinct pop, separate from the smashing of glass. Just a pop, like a bubble, and then you were gone. It could be invisibility. I don't picture invisibility being so noisy.
I don't. Oh, look behind you, Senator. There's more creme brulee and champagne. And she's just going to she's just going to grab his head and turn it.
Moira turns around. Dick Gaines turns around. Creme pain. He's going to dunk creme brulee in champagne glasses.
Would that count as creating a distraction? Because they just distracted him.
I think so.
I would go with that.
I'm distracted.
Yeah, I would go with that.
I'm not even in there.
And I didn't lie. All right. So, okay. We need to get ahead of this while I have a moment to think as he is stuffing his face. So what can
those campaigns will only hold him for so long.
What can we say happened here? A freak accident with
I went with a glass case of emotion.
Well, glass case, sure. How did they get here, darling? Freak accident with the ice sculptures and an angry ex-employee who decided to stage a protest against the misuse of ass sculptures in something of that nature. That sounds good.
Cultural appropriation.
Sure, I mean, there we go.
None of these fuckers know what that means anyway.
You know what? That's beautiful. I love it. I love the way your mind thinks. And then Moira is going to be like take out her BlackBerry and tap on it, and she is going to use her initial requisition for printing press release so that it heads to the news outlets and the papers, and also shoot a text to Joe being like, hey, when anyone asks you, say this. And then that will be it to hopefully keep there from anything being a loose end.
Dick Gaines is already dreaming up ads that feature glass boxes. And now him heroically smashing them with an axe. No one should ever forget the glass box incident.
Ass box. They were ice boxes.
They look like glass. That's how good the ice sculpture is.
That's how clear the water was, sir.
Mm-hmm.
They were exactly like the luge that you created in your icy face, your icy visage up there that is spitting out fucking shrimp.
That was one of my best ideas I've ever had, Moira. I will be honest with you.
Yes, I know you were so proud of your dick shrimp.
It just rolls off the tongue, literally.
Yes, it does, but don't.
They all rolled off of my tongue. I'm like, I ain't eating that shit.
So I will say that as soon as the press goes out, you know, everybody's BlackBerries. I guess they're still on BlackBerries here.
I just think that Moira has a BlackBerry because that amuses me.
Yeah, and I like to think that, like, in Better Saskatoon, we do things a little different down in Better Saskatoon. So everybody has BlackBerries. I will say that what you notice is that, like, although it's implausible, most people are going along with it. Like, oh, okay, yeah. I mean, like, they got the scoop.
Sure, that makes sense.
Also,
cultural appropriation. I mean, whew.
Also, I'm going to, for the people in this room, I'm going to use my ability, side of the bed.
Oh.
I'm just gonna like stick both my fingers in my mouth and whistle so that everyone's paying attention to me. And we're gonna try and do this. So let's roll first. Hang on.
So for the side of the bed, when you need to change the mood in the room, casually say, "Nice day, isn't it?" So this is what she is rolling.
Wow. That is unfortunate for me. That was no successes. Although if I were doing damage, I had a bunch of 4s.
So on a failure, they're having a terrible day, and it's your fault.
May I burn an emergency insurance?
Absolutely. It's yours.
I would encourage it.
I wouldn't.
Also, I just want to I want to jump in here briefly to read the on a failure here. They're having a terrible day, and it's your fault, Moira's fault. They will do what they can to obstruct you, even if they only barely understand your intent. Literally, what you deal with Dick Gaines
every day,
constantly.
That's fair.
The failure condition of this power is your normal day-to-day life.
Yes, it's true. It's true because I'm just like, no. But I will burn one of my emergency insurances.
Okay, so with burning with one of them, and I think that gives me 5, so that will give me back up 20. We're all agreed I'm at 20?
Yep.
Thank you. So that means that I can...
I have regrets, but...
I mean,
I wanted to succeed.
I mean, yeah, your success totally makes sense here. So what happens? Tell me what happens, Moira.
So she'll stick her fingers in her mouth, have everyone pay attention to her for 1 minute, and just say, "Nice day, isn't it?" So on success, I plant an opinion of mine to the people to who I'm talking to, and I just want it to be boring. That this was actually a rather boring instance of a protest from a disgruntled employee.
Okay. Perfect.
Just your regular, everyday getting caught in a glass box. Happens all the time.
Actually, I think it's only one person, so I would like for it to be the bank president.
Yep. Good call.
Okay, so you want to use this on the bank president to make him be like, yeah, I mean, like there was that crazy man who disgruntled, as is the lowers. However, you know, our friend Dick Gaines here, state senator Dick Gaines, hired the right people, as he often does, and that's why we give him the checks, folks, he says.
Exactly. Remember, vote Gaines.
Vote Gaines, he says. As I think like one person's like, no. One of them.
I was trapped in a box and I was going to check today.
Yeah, so I think what you have here is you've taken care of 12 loose ends, and I'll just give you like the help for the same reason. They'll be like, yeah, okay. However, there is one person on the board who's like, I know that's what everyone's saying, but I don't think that's true.
You can't believe this mainstream
media.
DJs.
He's following a slippery slope down into conspiracy theories.
Yeah, 100%. However, I think he goes.
Is it a conspiracy if it's true?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the conspiracy. It depends on the theory.
But I definitely think you do notice this person just being like, maybe like nodding along, but not entirely convinced. We'll cut back to Gary and Jam and Joe. Having accrued this information, what would you guys like to do?
We're still sitting with. I think as she hands her card over to this guy, she's like, "By the way, what was your name?"
Brandon.
Crant
with a CR. My last name's Crandon. My first name is Brandon. So I guess you were right both ways. Brandon Crandon.
Brandon Crandon. Well, it's good to meet you, and again, real sorry about all this. But like I said, we can get this put over up. Blah. Sorry, I haven't done my warm-ups today. Can you tell?
Your voice is still melodious to me, he says.
Oh, thanks, sugar.
I'm telling you, you drink that much coffee.
And I think I'm going to activate something right now, what with my 15.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Joe, I think you're catching a vibe from Brandon Crandon.
Yeah, I already figured that was going to happen. What was that, 3?
Yeah.
That's 3, so I'm down to 12.
No, that was what?
I used the reality trigger.
It cost him 8 for that.
It cost me 3 for the reality trigger.
Yeah, so that's 17, not 12, that you have left.
Oh, you're right. Oh, I was at 20. I was still doing it for 20. I was still doing it for 15. Thank you.
Look, I'm honest, okay?
Hey, teacher. Weren't we supposed to have a test today?
You could have.
Last time she corrected me for being over, and now she's corrected me for being under. So thank you, Ray. Plain and honest.
Yeah, she should have only done the first one.
Yeah. Yeah, remember, Elliot, remember this moment. That's all I'm saying.
I'm going to forget it forever.
He's like, what? She did what? Who? Who's Ray? I don't know her.
I think Joe's been a little checked out, but like she just kind of immediately like brightens just the tiniest bit and just settles back in. She's like, well, Brandon, sure is good to meet you. Wish it had been under better circumstances, but I mean, we can correct that later.
No, Gary's like, here we go. And it's on. This is not my first mission with Jam and Joe.
Yeah, what with your sympathies to the cause and, you being who you are, I hope that we get to work together quite a bit.
Yeah, we should all, we're all work together. I think got enough information here. Joe, you want to grab that file and we can head out of the building to talk about our next moves?
Right. Oh, no. just one more little thing. And she's going to pull out another different card from her jacket. But then, like, turn it over, like, just lean over the desk to, like, pluck the pen out of his hand.
Oh my
Brushing
God,
her fingers
amazing.
against his. And then we'll write Madeline's number on the back of that card, which does also have her number, her personal number on. And then we'll slide it back over to him. Wink, and then get up.
Wait, so if I understand this correctly, Brandon Crandon caught a vibe. And then Gary Poppins inadvertently suggested a threesome. And then...
Wait, what?
And then Jam and Joe catfished him?
No.
No.
She's giving him her number, but Madeline's number is also on that card because she did say that she was going to give him the sister's information.
Gotcha. Okay, I was like, you write down Madeline's number? That's rude. She's gonna get the weirdest dick pic.
But she did flip it back over to her information before she pushed it across the thing.
Okay.
Like
and Gary's vibe is like, oh, here Joe goes again having. Is it that they crush on you or you crush on them?
I crush on them.
Yeah. So Joe is like, here we go. Joe's crushing on another. What is it? CI, person in the field, a citizen. Yeah. So like, come on, let's go. This is always ends in trouble.
I'm like, look, Gary's been around long enough. He's probably seen me flirt with an agent before.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. You flirted with like the bus driver on the way over. You flirted with the meeting presenter during the meeting.
There was one especially awkward situation when I flirted with a vending machine.
I have always said that was an honest mistake, Joe. That was an honest mistake.
Dr. Pepper.
Well, hello, Doctor.
It was the curviest vending machine I'd ever seen in my life.
I will say, like, one of my favorite things is like Ray as beatbox as Jam and Joe having to like catch a vibe from somebody, because every time she is called into action to do it, it's always the best. Just well, Brandon Crandon. It's like, oh no. So with the flirt taken, great job by you. What do you guys do? This man is now phone number rich and a little bit more confused than he was before you arrived.
Gary's trying to hustle us out. Like, let's get outside and talk about our next moves.
All right. I'm just saying, I think we could have got more there.
Joe, I firmly believe you've gotten more. I feel like none of it would have been relevant to the mission.
Potatoes, Gary. Potatoes.
Think of it as a little after mission reward.
After mission. I really wish there were an after mission. She just kind of mutters into her coffee as they're heading out the door.
Joe can have a little Brandon as a treat.
Brandon. So where do you guys want to head to next?
Like, he actually hears her say, yeah. I'll head up Bo after the mission.
So what are your thoughts here after hearing all that? Do you think clubbing is still the anomaly?
Well,
I also want to be clear, as a player, I do think club.
Yeah. Clubbers, definitely, absolutely. Well, sort of.
I can't tell. He just sounded like a disgruntled man. I understand.
I mean, the last time that Mom and I worked together, we went on this whole thing where a local gym owner who died, like, I guess his anomaly lingered without him, kind of like a ghost situation, and ran the gym in his place. So I'm figuring this is going to be something akin to that.
Mm-hmm.
We're not chasing down chasing down a ghost is fucking difficult. I'm not even really sure where to look for him, but I guess the place he died is as good a next place to go as any.
Yep, I think that's the right call. I think we start where he died. If we don't see anything there, we'll look at any places that he had strong attachment to.
Yeah, and I think that was, let's see, there was a laundromat near here that he liked, and, well, the place he died. So that's our 2 leads right now.
Well, I know, but I'm feeling the package, so...
You think we should check on them?
He did die. I don't want to sound uncouth. He did die at a restaurant.
Oh, hey, I got no problem with it.
Oh.
Let's go get something to eat.
Okay, as you guys are heading to the Filipino restaurant,
have you heard of that dude DJ Bo? Man, I'm loving that show. Gary Innocent brings up as the scene ends. Gary's a fan of both of them.
She just drains her coffee in one gulp.
Gary thinks they should be best friends because they both have the same job, and he loves both of their shows.
Actually, retcon. She just pulls her flask back out and puts it into the coffee cup.
So as that's happening, we cut back to Beatbox Bo and Moira, and you guys have gotten most things contained. There might be somebody who's not buying the party line. However, the decision is yours. What would you guys like to do?
I say we GTFO and go find the others.
Mm-hmm. We should definitely compare notes on the matter. Give me one moment.
Anything you need.
And she'll go up to Dick Gaines. Senator.
Moira.
Oh, sneaking another creme brulee.
What a party.
Yep, it's definitely a party. So, all right, I am going to go. So
Regular go. Oh, you're going to do your show me that disappearing trick again because, Moira, I know you. Yeah, I would love to get my hands on that.
Absolutely. I will. I don't know that I can teach you.
Tell you when you're older.
Yeah, I'll tell you when you're older.
This is fair.
But I have to return Miss Bo to whence she came, and I want you to ignore all party favors while I'm away, and remember to watch the next 2 videos in the series.
Yes, I hear you, Moira. We are mercifully out of party favors, and I have been feeling that I need to move along my education video watching network.
Moira actually feels somewhat proud of her, but she will not say this. She'll just nod curtly and leave. But when she leaves, she'll just make a pop sound before she walks out.
Yeah, Mom doesn't believe in positive reinforcement.
Okay, where would you guys...
I am literally, like, as we're walking out, I'm just going to call Joe.
Okay.
And Bo just gives Dick Gaines an awkward thumbs up with a mouthful of creme brulee as she leaves.
Dick Gaines does like a miming an axe swing. Big smile on his face.
Bo's like, yeah, I did that. Cool. I'm gonna go.
As that is going on, Jam and Joe, you get a phone call on your do you have a BlackBerry?
She probably just has like a extremely old flip phone.
Hell yeah.
Motorola Razor.
Yeah. No, it exclusively plays polka music.
Oh yeah, of course it does. Yeah, of course it does.
She has a specific song picked out for Mom, and also knows that they're on a mission, so the only calls that will connect are interagency calls anyway. So long as she's lucky.
Gary know all about that.
She just like flips her phone out and just, hey Mama, did you know we have a surplus of really hot shelter runners around here?
Do we?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I was woefully unaware.
Yeah, guy was into me.
Where are you two right now?
We are on our way to a Filipino restaurant.
Oh, the one. Okay, that's fine. We'll meet you there. I have made contact with the anomaly.
Oh, okay. Well, that's helpful.
Mm-hmm. However, I don't know where it's gotten to now.
Well, that's why we're going to the Filipino restaurant, because
Alright, perfect.
Clubba is definitely dead. So...
Sure, and he's definitely the anomaly then.
Yeah, tracks.
Mm-hmm.
See you there.
Alright. So, Bo, do you want to do your little thing, or do you want to take it like the normal people do?
The bow way or the slow way?
Oh, damn, that's good. I mean,
Sorry.
speaking as Sadie the player, do you want me to try that again? But Bo
I
says,
want Bo to do what Bo is going to do.
I mean...
Listen, we'll never know how much is too much chaos for Elliot to have unless we keep pushing it.
I mean, ideally, 1 is too much.
Bear in mind, my prime directive is they wouldn't ask if it wasn't important. So yeah, of course. I was like, oh yeah, sure, I know a shortcut. And I'm gonna roll for it. Nope, that's poll, not roll. I do not need to create a poll.
So let's vote. I vote. It succeeded.
I vote
I
she
like that.
got 3 threes.
1 3.
I got a 3. I got 1.
Ooh, 1 is a success.
1 is a success. 1 means I can go there and you'll have to hoof it.
I know a shortcut. Smell you later.
I like the idea though that Bo is just like, sure, I know a shortcut, and opens the door, and Maria's gonna go follow.
Just leave you in the dust.
Like she does, like she did last time, just follow, and it just shuts in front of her face.
She opens it up and it's a broom closet again.
That's adorable.
Amateurs.
And she's gonna go out and like she'll call the agency and be like, I need a fucking ride to the Filipino restaurant.
Bo's already in a booth.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So just so we're all agreed, I have 22 chaos points.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's correct.
Okay.
Oh, is that another 5? Yeah, it's another 5.
Yeah, it's another 5.
Yeah, but it was not.
Can we all just agree that this place is literally called the Filipino restaurant?
That is the name of the restaurant.
Thank you for listening to our Triangle Agency Longshot, featuring Sadie Blake as Beatbox Bo Devereaux and Bill Santa Baby, Douglas Gale as Gary Poppins, Dick Gaines, Adelaide Devereaux, and Jimmy, Kate Ingram as Moira O'Malley, aka Mom, and BSFM station manager, Sir, Ray Palmer as Jammin' Joe Mosley and Sophia Baby. Elliot Rose was our general manager. Audio engineering by Parker Postini, Sadie Blake, and Douglas Gale. Sound effect attributions are available on our website, wydpod.com. Triangle Agency is a product of Haunted Table Games. They are not a sponsor, and we purchased our own copy of the system. If you liked the show, please recommend us to a friend or leave a nice review on iTunes. Or both. If you liked the show, follow us on social media. We are at WYDPODD pretty much everywhere. You are now authorized to have a triangle day.